So today I'm at Utah Beach. Standing here now feels calm, feels open and peaceful. But knowing what happened here makes you look at it in a totally different way. For me, places like this gives you time to think, not just about the history, but about what people carry with them afterwards. And that is something I relate to in my own way, after being diagnosed with CPTSD and chronic depression from military service. Hello and welcome back. So today we are off to Utah Beach. So I've got a long drive ahead of me. I'll have the camera rolling for a bit of it on my new trusty mount up there. It's estimating around 4-hour drive today. Now it is a skinny road coming into the Cappy Air, but it's quite a quiet road as well. I mean, the whole area seems to be really quiet, but it is a good stop. There is a few other stops around here. Now, when I looked at them, on the camper car park app, there was only a space or two left. So with that one there always seems to be a nice amount of spaces. So if you're in the area, very, very good. Right, I'm going to hit the road, settle in now. Let's get to the next destination, eh? So while we're travelling to the next destination, I just thought I'd give you a little understanding of my service. So I was a regular soldier at one point, served as a Royal Engineer. But with that, I was starting to develop maybe some mental health problems. I didn't want a career failure or anything like that, or anyone to look at me as if I was weak. So I decided to leave the regular army. But on leaving, I had this yearning to basically do something more. So I joined the reserves as a Royal Engineer. And it was while I was there, someone told me about the Army Air Corps and Middle Wallop. So 6th Regiment Army Air Corps, it's not long formed really. So the Royal Engineers and the reserves ain't like I knew it. Everything was done in modules, for example, combat engineering, etc. So I popped over to the Army Air Corps and I transferred across, and I stayed a lot of years with the Army Air Corps as well, in support of 3 and 4 Reg, the Apache attack helicopter. We've done all the ground crew stuff, so landing points, underslung, all variant of aircraft, but predominantly in support of the regulars and the Apache. I've done multiple tours of Afghanistan and I've done a tour of Iraq, and in both cap badges. So that's pretty much my story. Now, Jodie, who's a massive support to me, is also serving. She's still serving now, and that's why she's away doing her thing with the army. She was a regular soldier at AGC, and she's always been AGC, and she still is AGC now, Adjutant General. So yeah, and like I say, Jodie has been a massive rock to me. I'm just getting a wave. Got a wave. That must have been a British van. I didn't see the number plate, but very rare the French, Germans, or anyone else will wave. Now, yeah, so that's a bit of a story. We're going to get to Utah Beach and check that out. Wow, this route I'm taking today is it's really taking me across country, but it's absolutely amazing. And that's the joy sometimes of trying to stick off toll roads. I mean, look at the roads, they're not bad at all. Plenty of space left and right, so if trucks come, you can get round. It's surreal, really. I'm getting all the fears of just turn home. The doubt in myself that I can't do it. It's just anxiety, really. And I'm doing nothing different than if me and Jodie were together. I'm just alone. But if I get through this, things can only get better in myself and the way I feel about myself. Self-hate is a massive thing of post-match stress. Feeling very numb. Emotions ain't really there like they used to be. But I'll do it. I'll get through. I was wondering when one of these bridges would turn up. Forgot about these, yeah. Look at the size of that. Well, I suppose the only way is up and over. Grand Canal de Herve. Oh, and now I've got the other one, haven't I? Uh-oh. In the distance. I think this one's the baby. And again, it seems just as big. Oh dear. Don't look down. I think the next one I have to pay, actually. If I remember rightly. Oh, dearie, dearie, dearie. That gets the old heartbeat racing. So, tickets. Just going to go in the green one, I think. Right, get ready. It's that down there. This one. Yeah, different tariffs. Okay, handbrake on. Keep the engine running. Card. Refuse. Hey, we're green, we're green, we're green. First one, for some reason, it refused. Now, don't judge me. I'm putting my seatbelt on as I'm pulling out. That's pretty much how I'm paying for the tolls. Sticking me backside up and me head out the window. It works though. I know you can get the tags and everything. I didn't have time to get the tags, so I just went for it. And it ain't actually that bad. It's what we paid for, the privilege of going over this. Now, I think they call it Normandy Bridge. Looks like they've finished the roadworks on it now. They used to be quite tight, so it actually don't feel as bad now. They was bringing traffic from one side to the other. So this would have been a lane going either way, not two lanes going the same way. Going back down now, at least that's done. And no doubt I'll see that again at some point. Well, I have arrived. So, like I say, it was a long drive. I think it was about 4 hours on Google Maps to get here today. However, that was probably about 5, be it in the vehicle I'm in. Right, sort my shoe out. But I'm on another camping car park. So I'm going to show you the camping car park. And then tomorrow we're going to head down to the beach and possibly get the museum in. Look at this. Right on an end pitch. We don't want to forget the keys. But yeah, so I think you got llamas in there, or alpacas. Might be alpacas. So like I say, stuck myself right on the end here. Lovely pitch actually. It's quite a decent size of one I'm getting here. So I'm quite happy with that. Plus I can face my door this way because no one else is going to be there and overlook that view. Now it looks like you've got statics and that down there, but we will show you down that way because there is a campsite down that way as well. There is 49 pitches on this site. The electric points, however, they're sort of like in awkward positions. So I've got no electric. I'm just going off my battery and inverter on this trip, on this one. A few vans have dotted around. Now, I think there's about 11, 12 vans in. And you just park up on these as well. So it's ideal. But as you can see there by the electric box, yeah, they're dotted in difficult positions. You've got one over there, one there. My van's over there. I'm just going to leave it. It probably would reach if I got my long lead. I have got 2 leads anyway, but I'm not going to bother. Got a few fire extinguishers dotted around as well. And you've got information boards that you can't even read. Needs a bit of upkeep on this one still. Entrance barrier. Tap your card and you're in. Has got bins. And if we look at this bit here, it's got a massive drive over waste empty point. WC, I assume it would be down there. And the water for that. Even got electric on here. Look. Now, fresh water is this side. Okay, so that's your drinking water side. What do we have over here then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horses.
This is a camping car park, Utah Beach, and to get to the beach is just literally straight down there. So I think it's a lovely little find. This one's about 16 euros, probably because of the location. So you're around about, from the museum, you're probably about 15, let's say 10 miles away. And the beach, like I say, is about a mile down there. So it's cool. And we're going to do all that tomorrow. So it's getting on a bit now. What I'm going to do, because it was the long drive, I'm going to, it's gone 6, so I'm going to cook some food and then have a chill for tonight and get back into it again tomorrow. So I'll pick you up in the morning. I know I said I'll pick you up in the morning, but before I do, I just have to show you this. Look at this. Just there, doing me washing up. And I thought, what's that noise outside? Yeah, it's a donkey. So it ain't just alpacas or llamas or whatever they are in there. There's 2 others. There's a donkey as well. Look how cute this is. Hello. Hello. You enjoying the grass? I'll carry on washing up then. So this time, I definitely will see you in the morning. Good morning. The sun is shining. Got the bike out, just giving it a quick boost for charging. And I'm going to go and head down to Utah Beach. Not far down the road. I just thought I'd quickly show you as I'm going past, but you've got this campsite here. There's all the information. It don't look mega cheap, to be fair. Oh, they're more for mobile homes. But it does say you can have camping cars on there as well. Got a mini golf course. I think it's got like a shop and everything there. So literally just down the road. Yeah, you could only imagine. So the US Army on D-Day, 6th of June 1944, landed here. One of the 5 main Normandy landing beaches. Basically, the plan was to break through Hitler's Atlantic Wall and start the beginning of the liberation of France. It was actually a successful landing, even though they were just slightly off, which helped, I believe. And they pushed from the beaches to meet the paratroopers that all landed inland. Yeah, we're going to look at some memorials. I think there's some bunkers down there, and I want to go and check out the museum. As Brigadier General Theodore Roosevelt Jr. said, we start the war from right here. Right, so I've ended up where the museum is. It is literally down the road from the site, so it's ideal, really. Ideal stop for this one. You've got Le Roosevelt over there. So obviously that's the Brigadier General. And they're taken after his name. And yeah, you've got the museum here. So it looks quite a decent size. So I'm going to go in and check it out. Okay, it looks like we've got a gift shop over there and memorial with flags there. So see how much it costs. Visitor book if you want to leave a little message. So that there gives an outlay. So you've got 2 floors. It was 10 euros to get into the museum, which I think is a reasonable price. That's 10 euros for 1 adult. Well, that's some uniform, isn't it? We've got a picture of the person it belonged to. I suppose that's another thing forgotten. Just how much the horses had a play in the war. Well, I found myself in the cinema. Quite a big screen. And it starts very shortly. Well, actually, that was a really good cinema clip, and now I understand why Roosevelt gave the saying, "The war, we will start the war from here." It's because they was a mile off course where they couldn't see the land. The guide ship had basically been destroyed. But yeah, within that day, they took over Utah Beach. Look at that. I wonder if this is an amphibious one. Ethel. Just reading this on the Danish merchant marine. Because on April the 9th, 1940, the German troops invaded natural Denmark, which surrenders within hours. In the following days, most of the Danish sailors located abroad will pledge their allegiance to the Allies in order to continue the fight. And it's just got a few other artefacts down here from the time. I think the way to go is we'll head out here. Look at this, that's still intact. I mean, just look at the size of the bombs. You've got the rear gunner at the top there. So you can see through there. So is that another gun access point just through there? I can see the chain with munitions on it. I'm not sure if it's to feed that one, but it looks like a gun inside there. Oh, there you go. So there is a rear guns. Hey, I wonder if that's where Red Bull got their name. I think this is a command post. And just look at how the equipment would have been back then. How big the radios are. I mean, we have some big equipment now, but it's a lot more advanced. And then through here, we just got more information on the area, different artifacts that have been found. Just things like laces, I think that is. I reckon you can probably still find loads out there. Some would obviously be swept away with the tide. Briefing room. They probably would have had, or they would have had aerial photographs. Actually, these must be them, the original type of photographs, or zoomed in. Also, I didn't know Utah Beach weren't even one of the beaches at the beginning to be hit. Obviously, they changed a couple of months prior to D-Day to hit that beach. This must be the landing craft. They're actually bigger than it looks when you see them on the videos. I'm assuming they are all of the same size. Yeah, so that would have just either been filled with a amphibious tank or certain vehicles or soldiers. It's amazing how good some of the things still are intact. Now, with 150,000 soldiers, I believe, to do this invasion, there's so many aircraft, so many tanks, so many deaths. And you always hear like someone say, oh, my granddad served in the war or whatever, and they never talk about it. But there's a reason for that. It does affect your mental health. And talking about it, well, it's scary. And it'll bring it all back up again. They can probably feel, smell, and hear the sound of everything that happened on that day. But not just that day, over the whole time they were fighting to liberate France. So you've got a better view from up here with the landing craft. You can get quite a few soldiers in there, that's for sure. We're upstairs now, so we're just on it's like a mezzanine type area. I'm going to walk through, see what's up here. That's the landing craft with actual wheels there. You can see the trench running through, sort of mock up with the trench and the barbed wire. I mean, the Atlantic Wall, it went on for, I think he said 50 miles, but they got through it. And I will go and take a look at WN5, one of the first bunkers or strongholds that actually got taken out later on today. That's quite cool. They've got a model under the flooring. And we have another uniform, US Army. I've always thought they look quite cool, these Jeeps. That's the other thing as well. I didn't realise there was only like 4 ways in on Utah Beach where the Germans had actually flooded a lot of the area, and the marshland got it all flooded, so it was harder to actually get onto the beach. So it was a massive task. The hardest thing would have been trying to get off, I suppose. It's always good to pop into the museums because it gives you the people behind the story, and you can see like the artifacts, the uniforms, the weapons they used on both sides, and and it sort of draws out the picture of what the beach would have looked like in them days. So it's just a plaque here, and it's commemorating the contributions of the American merchant Marines, D-Day, June 6, 1944. So there's a little memorial here of the lone sailor. The lone sailor represents the men and women who have served, are serving, or will serve in the United States Navy. He is called the lone sailor, yet he is hardly ever alone. He is about 25 years old, a senior second-class petty officer who is fast becoming a sea-going veteran. So I think what I'm going to do is go up to the top memorial first, have a look up here and down onto the beach, and then I'm going to go onto the actual beach. Very powerful statue there. And it was basically the greatest amphibious invasion in history. Memorial of different units, I think. Being USS, maybe ships. I respect everyone really, the US Coast Guard, US Navy Beach battalions and Navy combat demolition units. Plus you've got the support, merchant marines, minesweepers, patrol craft, PT boats, CBs, the naval gunfire support, destroyers, battleships, cruisers. You've got the amphibious forces, transport ships, landing craft. So this here, just overlooking Utah Beach down there, is in honour of the first combatants of Operation Neptune on Utah Beach. I love the way still got the horses there, the horse and carts going down there. I'm back down on the beach. As I was earlier, it was over the other part, right opposite the stop, and it was very quiet. But here, next to the museum, there's quite a few people walking around. You can just imagine this beach being full of soldiers, just trying to land, full of ships out there. You probably couldn't even see out there with the amount of bombs and explosions going off. Fascinating. But it's somewhere you have to come and take it in. Yeah, because it's so close to Shelbourne, this beach wasn't even on the list originally, so it was added about 2 months prior to D-Day happening, and they've realised Shelbourne was quite a strategic location for water supply and everything like that. So hence why Utah Beach was taken, and it was one of the most successful. Because it was one of the most difficult. So I've noticed there's a bunker up there, and opposite the bunker you've got this memorial, 1st Engineer Special Brigade, H hour 0630. I'm not sure who it's. Okay, yeah. So it looks like yeah, this would have been some form of bunker, but you can't see in there. There is a memorial thing in there, but you won't be able to pick that up on camera. And it's all locked up. I believe I said I was going to WN5 earlier, but it's actually WN8. And it sits a little bit further down the beach from the museum. But this is one of the strongholds. And it's standing in places like this that really does make you stop and think. Today it's quiet, and back then would have been, what, full of fear, noise, pressure. I suppose people just trying to survive, really. For me, though, places like this also make me reflect on trauma and how it can stay with people long after the event itself has passed. That's something I understand in my own way through living with CPTSD and after my service. Oh, something hit my head. Whatever that was. Wow, you can stand in here. Don't know if you can really see much. Bloody hell, you can go through. My torch is just not bright enough to see, but yeah, you can go right into this bunker. Whoa, that is scary. That's pretty scary, actually, going in there, because you can go right in. I've never gone to a bunker where you can go right in before now. Oh, you can even get up the top here, no. So they've blocked off this bit here, just filled it with concrete. Whoa. You could feel it in there, though, and then something hit my head. I don't know if it was a bird or a bat or what. A bit bigger than a fly though. That's where I just was, and obviously you can get in there. And looking around this way, I wonder if it goes all the way down to there. So I'm gonna have a look up there. My phone torch was doing nothing in there. It was black, absolutely black, but you could walk through. I just wish I had my big torch with me now. I never thought of that. So let's stand on this. Looks like a lookout hole there. And there's Utah Beach. All down that way. Tide's coming in now. Probably would have had a gun up here, I would have thought. They would have been having good range down there on the beach. It seems to go off up that way as well. I'm assuming then it's bunkers either all along here. See where the bunker starts down there. So that's the road I accessed from the site, which is further back that way. I reckon you could have gained access all the way up to here. There's even a bit down there, look. So I'm on day 3 of my journey now. I'm going to take a little bit of time here, you know, as the weather's nice, there's a little bit windy, it's nip in the air, but I'm going to just take it all in for myself. Yeah, and just appreciate where I am right now on my personal journey. So the next vlog, we're going to go and do the D-Day experience. I think with that you've got a cinema, you've got a simulator and a big experience. That's not too far away. That's going to be me heading to my next location, but I'm going to stop off there. I believe you can park your motorhome there, and tickets are booked for tomorrow morning. So yeah, that'll be on the next vlog. But personally, I'd like to say thank you to everyone that subscribes to the channel, everyone that supports me and Jodie, and I will catch you on the next one. So until then, bye.